All right, this is the water from the city coming in. The water from the city coming to here, go through that pipe and go through here for the sediment filter. And I have the dual gauge on there. The sediment filter go through it. First sediment filter, go to the carbon tank. And then from that carbon tank, when it's done, it go back to this thing right here. Go back to here and connect to the water softener. So sediment filter number 1, carbon filter number 2, water softener number 3, and go to the last sediment filter before getting back to the house. And then from there, go back up to the house. This pipe right there, go back to the house. That's an inlet. That's an outlet back to the house. So go through again, sediment number 1, carbon filter number 2, water softener number 3, sediment filter number 4. So this is the last filter to catch any more dirt or whatever from this guy. The last filter, and then we'll go back to the house. And I installed the dual gauge so I can monitor the water pressure, hook it up to the 2x4 board, and here the bypass. The water go through here, go inside the house, go to the filter. If I want to bypass, I shut down this valve. I shut down that valve, and I open that valve in the middle. So when the water come in, it will come in. It will go through this way, go up this way. This is a bypass. When it go this way, this is a bypass pipe right there, bypass. Right now it is in the closed position. It closed. So it's actually the water filter to the house. If I need to bypass, I will shut down this guy. I will also shut down that guy. And then I will open that guy. So we'll bypass. And that means when I bypass, the water is not filtered. When the water is not filtered, it goes through that pipe right there. By doing that, that will give me time to change the filter, things like that. The house still have the water and things like that. Or sometime I will shut down this thing and open the bypass so I can water the trees and things there on the backyard. So, and then I don't want to, water tree with water softener, because water softener will have, salt in it. So sometimes it will kill the tree, particularly the small tree. I think the big tree will be fine, but the small tree sometimes has a problem. So, and plus I don't want to use, filter clean water to water the plant, because that's a waste of water. So I'll shut down those 2 valves, open up the bypass to water the plant, or, let's say wash the car, wash the driveway, those kind of things. And that's when I use the bypass to use the non-filtered water. And when I'm done water the plant, wash the car and things like that, I shut down the bypass, open up those 2 valves, and then the whole house will have filtered water. When the valve goes straight like this, that's open. When it close, it cut. When it cut, it's closed. You can see it's cut right now. It's cut. That's closed. That's closed. That's open right now. This is open right now. And you get a dual gauge for each one of them to see what the water pressure, inlet and outlet. So I know if it is time to change the water filter. This is 20-inch. This is not a 10-inch. You can see this is about 70 psi. So this is in, this is out. So the water coming in right here, coming out. When you start it out, it have the same pressure. Let's say 70 to 70. When this guy getting dirty, this guy will be 70. This guy can be like 60, because when you have more dirt in here, by the time the water through here, it will have restriction. So that is when you know it's time to change the filter. So 70, if it's 60, that's mean time to change. If it's 70 and 70, or 70 and then let's say 68, 65, 66 is still okay. When the difference between these 2 gauges about 10 psi, that is when you know you need to change the filter, because it's clogging it. So it tells me right now it's about 70, and this is about maybe 69. So this feels pretty good. It'll be a while for when this will go down to 10 psi. And then this I use PEX-A, be able to install it with PEX-A coming through. You can use PEX-B with the cream if you want. And this Sharkbite, plug it in, go through there. This is a carbon filter, inlet, outlet. You see that inlet, outlet. So this is go through the inlet, and then go to the carbon tank, go back up, go outlet. So in the tank, go back out, outlet, come out, and then come out here, and then you can see it go down here to the water softener, go inside the water softener, and then go back out, and then go back out with this pipe. This is inlet, this is outlet, go back out, and go through this one more time. This is PEX-A, go through here. This is the last sediment, go in, go out, same thing. I should have bought the same gauge to look a little bit the same, but I get the different, but they're the same. 70 psi, about 70 psi, so they're pretty good. And then go throughout this way and go back up. And then you can install one the seabird clamp kind of thing to kind of help to hold it. You can install it in, so hold the pipe. A little bit wiggle, but that's okay. But it's rest on pretty well on this guy right here. Okay, and then the 2x4 frame. And then a bracket here, bracket there, bracket, full bracket to support it, all the weight pushing down. And then on top of it, I even adding a support, a 2x4 on the T, support T right here, all the way down. So this guy, this T-bar actually resting on this 2x4 and right in the middle. So supporting it all the way down to the ground. There you go, all the way down to the ground, right there. So it's supporting right in the middle. So it have, so this thing right now, the wood, the whatever 2x4 or 2x6 sitting right here, have a 2x4 supporting it, have these 4 brackets support on top. So this is not going anywhere. And then when I add the frame, I use a ramset gun to shooting the nail. You see the orange nail right there, the orange nail it in. So this is not going anywhere either. And I try to use treated wood, so make sure it's not leaking. Any water leaking here, the wood's protected. So I use ramjet nail to shoot it down to the concrete, so this is not go back and forth. So there's one here, one there. You can see another orange right there along the way. So it's not going anywhere. And then all the way to the top, that's why I screw into the joists of the frame of the house. So just screw in. The screw right there, the screw right there, the screw right there. And, so it's not going out, it's just staying up there. Just screw it up into the frame. That's it. Just screw up to the frame. Right there, so I put the screw right there between the joint, the frame by the joint, frame by joint, and go all the way down. Same thing. Down here, 2x6, I believe. Same thing. Have the 2x4. Is it 2x4? Yeah, 2x4 right here. The frame supporting all the way to the bottom. And then you go down, and then see, supporting with 2 brackets. So this guy not go anywhere, but this guy's supporting. This big blue filter. So on the side, I have 4 bracket, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 2x4 in the middle. So that guy's not going anywhere, right? And then on top of it, I even installed this valve, but you need a special tool to do it. I drill a hole, put in this valve right here, and when I change the filter, the beauty of it, I can release this water out. So make this guy less, don't have any pressure, and also this becomes very heavy when you have water in it. So when I change the filter, I release the water out first. So this will be empty of water, making it much lighter. It is also release the pressure, because right now there's a lot of pressure in here. It released the water and the pressure. So when you open this up, it'll be very easy to open. And then when it open up, it can be like the water splash everywhere. I even bought one of these dishwater hose. I kind of push to it, connect to it, like this. Connect it all the way to the top, right? And then open the valve, open this, the water come out. But the nice thing, it come through this pipe here, so it's not splashing everywhere. And then at the end, I use this and put it into a Home Depot bucket or something, so all clean. It's not gonna splash everywhere. So that's what I bought this thing for, to push it up, flush the water out, the oil out, release the water, release the pressure, and then open it up, replace the filter. Okay, and then and I even put, when did I install this thing, and time. And typically these sump pump, this plastic part lasts about 10 years for safety. Typically you have to replace it, so it looks like I'm gonna need to actually, actually I need to replace it now. It passed 2025 already, so right now it's November. So yeah, I'm glad I wrote it here. So I need to replace this. So I think they do sell this 20-inch sump pump, but I can keep the head to replace the sump pump and take it out, throw it away, put a new one in, because typically these plastic, they recommend 10 years to replace them, because you know the plastic may not hold the pressure of the water, it may bust, and we don't want that from that point. And this one I think I installed after. So I installed this after. It's a different 2024, so I have until 2034 to replace it. So I kind of write it here so I remember. Same thing. I put the installation of this guy, very useful to release the pressure. Some smaller. This is 10-inch. You can see Big Blue. 10-inch right there. This is 20-inch. So double the size of that guy, but the same head, the same thread is that guy. So I can simply reuse it, but this is shorter, so I want a bigger filter. So and some of them don't use the install the dual gauge, so they have something like this. When you release it, you have this button to release the pressure. Because remember, when we move this thing out, it's very difficult to remove because all the water pressure is in there, and also very heavy. So you press this, release the pressure, so that's help. So when you open this up, it's much easier to open. For me, I don't need this anymore, because obviously when I release this, I release the water and the pressure already. So I'm all good there. And this is the thread, so the connection. Same thing as that. PEX-B, you can use PEX-A, which is expansion. You can use PEX-B, that's okay too. And then these are 4 screw. Right here, the 4 screw that go on top here. 1, 2, 3, 4 to go on top of here, and then 4 screw on the back. Okay, the 4. And this is where I drill the hole to install the gauge 1. I also drill a hole here to install gauge 2, but I have to do it manually. You see right there, let me show on the side right there, the blue right there. I drill a hole and I screw in the gauge, this gauge, that gauge. And also drill the hole here. You gotta be real careful when you drill all the way to the brick. Okay, so this is the same concept, 10-inch versus 20-inch. This is made by Pentek, so this is pretty good brand. But other brand also start doing this too. That do the same, but it's not Pentek. So they may not have the same thread. So you can see the color. This is a different one. It made by somebody else, I think Ice Spring, but the same concept. Look like 10-inch, but the thread may not fit. Okay. Same concept, in, out, 4 screw, but it's a different brand that making it, but the same concept. And the reason they have this hole here, so you can drill in, and you have to screw in the gauge. That's what it's for. And this one do not have the pressure release valve. It's kind of helpful to release the pressure out from that point. And you can see there's 2 of them. There's one here and one here. They're both similar, but they're made by 2 different brands. Pentek, a pretty popular brand, been there for a long, long time. This is made by Ice Spring or somebody else. I mean, it's still good, but it's not a popular brand. Is this one. So you can see the color look a bit different. The thread, the way that's why you need the key to open this will be different, because the thread is different. You can see right there. It's not the same. Same thing. This is what I do. This is what I do. I drill a hole here, install that valve. Or I drill a hole here, install the valve. But you have to have the tool and the part to do it correctly, which is this guy right there. And that's a tool to open it up. And that's a backup tool to open it up from that point. So, yep, and you need to plug in the electric. a little bit electric. You use a little bit to run the water softener, the brine tank, which is right here, and it will drain through the drainage right there. Okay, so okay, sediment 1, carbon tank 2, water softener 3 with a brine tank, and then 4, and then it go back up. Okay, water in, water out from that point. And the bypass valve is right in the middle. This one is the expansion tank for water heater. That's the expansion tank, same thing. The reason I have the valve closed so I can change it, because sometimes these guys get leak that lasts about 3 to 5 years. I can close it, open it back up, buy that tank, put it back in. Both is support right here. So when the water heater expand, it's expand to that tank, release the pressure from the water heater. Very important to have that guy right there, very important. Otherwise, if you don't have it, it will expand through here, so it will reduce the lifespan of your water heater from that point. So if you don't have one, very important to have expansion tank. Go from there. You see the expansion tank on the top, and then the expansion tank typically connect to the cold water, the cold side, not the hot side. The hot side is over here. So you go up, and you have a T to come out. So when this thing expands, it have to push. It will push some of the water back out, but it have somewhere to release the pressure, which is this baby right there. If you don't have it, it will have to put a lot of pressure on this guy and reduce the lifespan of this guy right there, the water heater, which is very expensive, as you know. So that one's like, I don't know, like $50 tank. It is worth it, last 3 to 5 years. And then you have to make sure you check the pressure below here. Once in a while, make sure the same pressure of your house. Your house 70 PSI, this tank should be 70 PSI. You have 60 PSI, this tank should be 60 PSI, for example. And I have a little pressure here, the way you connect to the electric pump or the bicycle pump. Bicycle pump may be a little bit difficult, but some kind of pump to pump the air back in. Half of this is a bladder, which is air. Half of this will be water coming in. So when the water expands, it push the bladder down, so it can release. When the water reduce the pressure, it naturally coming up. So half of this is bladder, which is air. Half of this is water from that point. But that's the job of it, to release the pressure back and forth, so it doesn't apply a lot of pressure to your water heater tank. That's the purpose of it. About the bigger tank, I believe this is the 4 or 5 gallon. This is a 50-gallon water heater. You don't need 4 or 5 gallon. You need maybe about 2 or 3. So I just oversize it. I like to make it bigger, but you don't need it. So the smaller one will do just fine for this. Obviously, you have 75-gallon water heater, 100-gallon water heater. You need this tank. You have 50-gallon water like mine, you probably need a smaller tank. And I could have used a smaller tank, but it's just like to use the bigger one for, extra precaution. But I don't really need it from that point. And the nice thing, I bolted right here on the wood, so it stays by its own. It's not resting on here. It doesn't apply any pressure on here, because once this guy fill up with water, this become pretty heavy. So it's kind of good. It's independent. It didn't connect to the side at all. So kind of rests on its own. Okay, this is the city in water that going in, the city going in. And that's why I cut the pipe and I soldered the pipe and connect with PEX-A coming out this way for the water filter. When the water filter all clean, it come back into the house right here. This pipe go directly into the house and split out to many different area, but this is where it start right there. Main water pipe cut, go this way to filter the water. When it's all done, come out and then go into the house and connect whatever it connect. You can use Sharkbite elbow if you want. Sharkbite will work just fine, but I like to solder it and I connect with PEX-A. Or you can connect with PEX-B, will work just fine from that point. Okay, this is the main water came from underground to the house. You go up, you see the split. This split right here is the sprinkler system. So I did not connect to the sprinkler system. So sprinkler system still have the city water, because obviously you don't want to water your grass with the filter water, with salt water. We don't want that. So I only connect to that pipe right there. It going up and it go right there inside the house. So that's where I cut it right there on that spot right there. That's why I cut it. That's the main water pipe. And then this one going out. That's the faucet to the outside house. So again, the water is unfiltered, and that's fine. That's where you wash your car and things like that. That's unfiltered. This pipe right here is water sprinkler, which is also unfiltered, so which is fine. And this main pipe that go this way right here is the main water going to the house. And that's why I cut with a blue pipe right there from that point. And then I also installed the Wi-Fi water leak system. So I also installed the water pressure regulating valve, PRV. So when the water come in, I can control the pressure, because sometimes the pressure from the city going in like 100 PSI or whatever. I installed that to reduce it. So you don't want, beyond 90 PSI to your house, 80 PSI to your house. That's too much. I installed that. I also installed a water sensor. It's Wi-Fi to connect to the power. This is pretty useful stuff, because a lot of time my kids, we have leaking toilet water. You keep running around, and it will send a signal to your house that there's leaking water in your house while you're running forever. It will send a signal to your phone and tell you, hey, you have leaking water in your house. Let's say you're on a business trip, you're on a dinner restaurant. If there's water leak in the house, it will send a signal to your phone. If you don't answer your phone or do something about it, it will automatically shut down the water right here. Prevent the water flooding all of your houses, right? Or you're on or even late at night, let's say, 3 o'clock in the morning, water bus somewhere keep running, it will know. It sends a signal to your phone. If you don't do anything, it'll automatically shut down the water at 3 o'clock in the morning, let's say. Or you're out of town, what have you. It's all sensor operated, Wi-Fi, smart, and monitor everything. This is about $500 to buy that part, and you have to install it. I have a couple of times the toilet water leak a couple of times, and I didn't know there was a water leak in the toilet, and they kept telling me, hey man, you got water leak, a small leak somewhere in the system. I've been running for 15 minutes straight. What's going on? So it kind of sent a signal to me, and I checked around the house, and I found that one toilet, the flop, it kind of leaking, and I replaced that little flop thing inside the toilet, and no more water leak. So this is very useful. I have a friend that went to Europe for a couple of weeks, and her house flooded. The whole house was flooded. I mean, everything got damaged because she didn't know, right? So if she was in Europe, a vacation, this will tell her. And if she doesn't do anything, it will automatically shut off the water for her. Or if you're on an airplane flying somewhere, you don't have internet connection, if you don't respond, it will shut down the water for her. So very useful stuff to have. It's worth it to have spent $500 to put it in, because trust me, if the water leak in the basement or wherever and flood your whole house, this will pay for itself tenfold or hundredfold, 1,000-fold right from that point. So very useful to have one of those and to monitor it. And on top of it, even have somebody's sensor you can install right here. The sensor right there. And I have a little wire connection in the back. I have a little sensor right there at the bottom. If any water hit that sensor, it automatically shut down that valve. So you can put that wireless sensor in behind the washer machine, toilet, water heater, those kind of thing. As soon as something hits that sensor, it will send a signal to this guy and immediately shut down the water. You don't have to wait for 15 minutes. Without that sensor, you probably have to wait for 5-10 minutes before the sensor recognizes it, before the sensor sends a signal to you. So, your house will get flooded for 5-10 minutes or whatever. The nice thing about those guys, the little sensor, immediately shut it down. So it gives you one more layer of protection compared to this Wi-Fi alone. This Wi-Fi alone is still good, but this one even better. So you put in a sensitive area, like a water heater, toilet, sink, right? Sink, toilet, and definitely behind the washer machine, right? What if it busts? The pipe busts, the hose busts behind the washer machine. How would you know? Well, this guy will automatically shut down the water and send the signal to your phone and tell you, hey, your washer water bust, because you can name each of those sensors. You can name washer, you can name toilet 1, toilet 2, master bedroom, bedroom 1, downstairs, upstairs, basement, whatever, and will tell you on your phone exactly location of those sensor. You can buy the 6 sensor, you can buy 10 sensor, and you can name each sensor which room. It will tell you where's happened, but the beauty, it will automatically shut down that guy like instantly. If you drop a few drop water in that little sensor, it will immediately shut down the water, which is like very good, right? You don't want the water to drain down in your house for 5-10 minutes, right? So from that point, that's about it. So that's how the water system works, but it's worth it for this tie. And then that's it.